Hello, I'm Jeannie with Jeannie Create Studio, and today I'm going to show you how I made this custom barrel tumbler out of the wood look. It's customized with the name Ben Beam on it for a customer. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I filmed this video way too close to my camera, so there may be times where it seems like you can't see it all, but I wanted to still share the video with you anyway. So I started out with a tumbler. I think it's a 25-ounce barrel tumbler, and I spray painted it white. It was already pre-sanded. Then I took my alcohol inks here. I have several different colors, ginger, espresso, and caramel that I like. They're my go-to alcohol inks. And so I'm just going to start by applying them in strips and then using a brush that's just specifically for my alcohol inks. I just start brushing it on. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. I just start putting it on, and I just make sure that I'm going up and down on the cup to give it that wood grain look. I will usually go with all one color at first all the way around, and then I will dab on some different colors here and there over top of the original color I already put on. So I'm just going to do that all the way around the cup, and I'm going to fast forward this for you to get to the next step. So at this point, you're just going to kind of take a look all the way around, and I have some spots here that I need to add some more alcohol ink to. I'll use one of my other colors, the caramel color, just to even out some of those spots that I just don't like too well. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks now. So I let this sit for a couple of hours. And then the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some Mod Podge just to seal all that alcohol ink in. I do use Crystalac instead of epoxy, so I really want to get this sealed really well before I add my Crystalac to this barrel tumbler. So I'm going to apply it really good. I'm going to wait a couple of hours, and then I'm going to apply another coat to this tumbler before I go to the next step. So the Mod Podge is all dry, so I'm going to mark my cup where my black areas are going to go to create the barrel look. So I've just put a pen down on some tape, and holding it steady, I'm going to push the barrel around where my pen is so that my pen can mark evenly where my black area is going to go on this tumbler. And then I turn it upside down, and I'm going to do the same exact thing so that the lines are exactly the same distance on the top as they are on the bottom. So again, I'm just pushing my tumbler right on that pen that I'm holding steady in order to create that guideline for myself for the black barrel design. Please ignore my rogue red glitter that's on my tumbler, but you can see the marks I made here. And next I'm going to apply, I'm just going to use electrical tape for this step because it's the right width. And I'm just simply going to go around and apply it straight to the tumbler using my guideline. And what I like about the electrical tape is I call it kind of bendy. It's real easy to work with and doesn't leave any kinks if you kind of give it a little pull while you're applying it at the same time. It'll go on nice and even and flat for you. So I just go all the way around the bottom, and then I'm just going to cut it off right where I see the tape underneath, so it's nice and even. So there's several different ways you can do this effect. You don't have to use electrical tape. You can use vinyl. You can cut your own vinyl to the size you want. This just happened to be the right size for me, so it works. So I just flipped the tumbler over, and now I'm going to do the top area just to create this really cool looking band around the tumbler to give it that barrel look. So I like how it's looking so far, so I'm going to make it look like more of a barrel effect. I'm going to use this paint pen. It's silver. And I'm going to put evenly spaced little silver dots around the electrical tape. I'm going to use a popsicle stick for spacing. So I'll put a dot on the center of the electrical tape, and then I will use the popsicle stick as a guide so that my dots are all put on the electrical tape evenly. And I'll go all the way around the top and the bottom for this process. If you have areas that smudged on your paint pen, just simply take a Q-tip and some nail polish remover or acetone, and it cleans up very well. For the next step, I'm going to give this a good Mod Podge real quick, and I'm going to put 2 coats of this on. And when I'm brushing this on, I'm actually kind of going into the tape. You can see where I'm kind of brushing it up under, not really under the tape, but making sure that that tape seam has the Mod Podge on the top and the bottom of it, just so that that tape seals really well. So for the next step, I just used my Photoshop program to create the custom bin beam. I did a print and cut on my Cricut using the printable vinyl. So I did that in printable vinyl, but on the bottom area here, I'm going to go ahead and do vinyl. So the part that says the bourbon on the bottom, I'm just going to vinyl that in the black vinyl. And the reason for that is just because there's no effect that I need on this area as far as the letters go. It's just a straight black text, so I thought the black vinyl would be the easiest way to do that. So after weeding that out, I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the tumbler, and then the graphics for the tumbler will be all complete. Okay, so once that's all done, I'm going to clean up the rim really good. So I usually scrape it a little bit with an X-Acto knife, and then I'll sand it down a little bit on top just to make sure I get all the little bits of things off of the tumbler. So you have a nice edge up there at the top. So I've applied several coats of my bright tone. Like I said, I don't use epoxy. I use the bright tone because I have a reaction to epoxy. So I put that on. It gives it a really nice super shine, and I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Please like and subscribe to my videos, and I appreciate you being here, and there's going to be a lot more video tutorials to come. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this.